Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply matrix transformation like dizzy crop effect to live camera preview in native Android application with Media 3 effect. So let's get started. I'll show you the output at the end of the video. So first I have created an Android project using XML layout, but feel free to use Jetpack Compose as well, it's up to you. Then the next thing is you will have to go to this build.gradle.kts and you will have to add all these dependencies. This AI tools, they keep unnecessarily bothering me. So the camera core, camera 2, life cycle, view, media 3 effect as well as effects. So these dependencies you will have to add. Now I'm using version catalog, that's why we have to write the version number inside libs.versions.toml. So for that you will have to come to this particular file. I'll just minimize this a bit. So here you will have to add this camera core and camera 2 as well as this media 3 effect and media 3 effect version. Now media 3 effect is unstable at the time of me recording this video, but if it does become, it is in alpha, at the time of me recording. If it does become stable at the time of you guys watching the video, make sure you use the stable version. Then you will have to add this camera 2 dependency, then this camera core, then this camera view, then this camera lifecycle dependency as well. Then here you have to add this media 3 effect, Android X media 3 effect as well as this media 3 effect line of code as well. Once you do that, you will see a sync now button. So just to show it to you, here you can see sync now button. You'll have to click on it. I'll just change this back to 1.6.1. Once you click on sync now, it will download the Android dependencies for you using Gradle. So yeah, make sure you do that. Then you will have to go to Android manifest, and here you will have to first add uses feature of camera. Internet permission is not really required, but I have added it, and camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Then you will have to go to activity underscore main, and here you will have to come to this particular part. Here first you will have to add this preview view of IDEO viewfinder. Width is 0 dp, height is 0 dp, and here we are just constraining it to all sides, so that it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Then here is our button where the width is wrap content, height is wrap content. We are constraining it to the bottom of the screen. I have given it some text as well as ID as well. Okay, then once that is done, you just need to go to, first you will have to create a Java class. Now I know most of you might be already using Kotlin. You can convert this to Kotlin as well, but I have literally copy pasted this code from the Android documentation, like their GitHub repo. That's why they had written in Java, that's why I'm also using Java, but it's not that big. Here you can see only 26 lines of code. You can easily convert it to Kotlin either as ChatGPT or some other AI tools, or you can just go to this code, convert Java to Kotlin file, but I'm just keeping it in Java because the documentation was given in Java. So these are all the imports which you have to add first. Then here you can see they have created this matrix transformation factory, and you created one static class where they are calculating this calculate dizzy crop matrix. Here they have given some period. Now this calculation, even I don't understand it. I've literally copy pasted. Like I said, this is matrix transformation. You can do whatever you feel like. You can even ask AI to create some kind of matrix transformation effect. So it's up to you how you want to apply it. I don't want to go into the details of it because even I don't really understand all this stuff. So I have copy pasted it from documentation. Then you will have to go to main activity, and firstly here I have copy pasted all these imports. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Then here we have annotated this with @unstable API. This is because I'll just comment this out, and okay, now my IDE has started complaining, Android Studio, like the syntax highlighting. This is a really weird bug. That's why this if you see, this comment is not working out for me. And anyways, I'll just uncomment this out. So if you try to comment this out, at least at the time of me recording this video, you will get an error over here, okay, saying that this is an unstable API and all that stuff. But hopefully by the time you watch it, it do become stable, and then you don't have to use this unstable annotation as well. So first, here we are using image capture executor service. This is our preview view, and this is our button. Here we are using request multiple permissions for getting the camera permission as well as write to external storage. So here I have assigned the variable as true. then we are just looping over it and making it as false in case if the permission is not given, and if permission is not given, then we just display a toast message over here. Else we just start our camera, then inside on create we find our viewfinder first, then we find our button, and on click of the button we just call take photo. And here also I'm just checking if permission is already granted, immediately start the camera, otherwise request permission. And here we initialize our camera executor. This take photo, like I said, is called on button click. So we first check whether image capture has been properly initialized, then we assign it some name, then we create a content values, we give it some display name, mime type, and if it is greater than version P of Android, then we also have to set relative path. Then here we define image capture dot output file options, setting the builder and passing the content, external content URI as well. Then here we just do image capture dot take picture, passing the output options, and here we override on error as well as on image saved. In case of on image saved, we just get the URI of the saved image, and then we just do camera executor dot shutdown, and here we just display one toast message as well. Here is our start camera, for which we define an aspect ratio strategy. Then here is our resolution selector, here is our process camera provider, and then we add a listener to it. Then we just do camera provider future dot get, then here we just do preview dot builder, set resolution selector, passing build, and here we do image capture dot builder, set the resolution selector, set the capture mode as well. Then here is our camera selector, by default we are using the back camera. Then here we just do use case group dot builder, add the use case of preview as well as image capture. Then here is our media 3 effect, passing the preview, video capture or image capture. Then we just do context compat dot get main executor, passing in the application. Then here we have this media 3 effect dot set effect, list of matrix transformation factory dot create dizzy crop effect. So this method we are calling from the matrix transformation Java class which we have defined. Then we just do use case group builder dot add effect, the media 3 effect. Then we unbind our camera, then bind it to the life cycle by passing the life cycle camera selector as well as use case group builder dot build. Then here I have defined one method to request permissions. Here I have one method to check whether the permissions was granted. Then here we have this on destroy method, for which we just do camera executor dot shutdown. And here I have just defined one companion object with the file name format and one variable for requesting the permissions. Okay, now let me show you the output. Now I'm mirroring my device because my laptop does not connect to my Android's USB, so just bear with me, output might be little bit laggy. So I'll first give the camera permission while using the app, and if you have motion sickness, don't watch the output. Now like I said, the dizzy crop effect is getting applied, but given that it is so quick and I'm mirroring my device, so the output is very laggy. Hopefully you can see it, but just check it on your own real device, it will be buttery smooth, don't worry about it, there will not be any jank. So I can just click on take photo. Now some of you might be getting motion sickness just watching this, but hopefully you got the point. Now I can just go to our files app, I can just go to images and I can just check the image, and here you can see the image has been saved. So hopefully you got the point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.